Hey pilots! So Hawken is out now on Xbox One since the 1st of July, and the PlayStation 4 version is coming on the 8th of July. Now a lot of people have been picking it up right from the start. Several PC players gave console Hawken a go, and now the question is it any good? The short answer is yes. I don't own an Xbox myself, but I've been watching streamers non-stop during the last 3 days, and unsurprisingly, everybody is having a lot of fun. It's still Hawken after all, and mech fights are awesome. On the other hand, though, there is a lot of criticism going towards the changes that came with the relaunch. I am not going to go over every detail in this video. Instead, I'll focus on the main points and try to give you the pros and cons. Number one would be customization. Customization is now very limited, where on the PC version you could choose between 3 different primary weapons for each mech. Primaries are locked on the console version, only one option per mech. So the Infiltrator now only has the EOC repeater available, and the Incinerator only the Mama Bear. The same goes for items and internals. On PC you can equip up to 3 items and up to 6 internals, and most importantly, any item or internal you want on any mech. On console, however, these are now limited to 2 fixed items and 2 fixed internals per mech. So for example, the CRT Recruit, which is now the starter mech once more, can access only the repair kit and power surger internal, and only the shield and HE charge item. Now this isn't necessarily a bad idea. I guess the train of thought behind this is something along the lines of making the game more streamlined on the one hand, so that new players aren't overwhelmed by the amount of options. Because on the PC version, admittedly, you have to go through kind of a learning process first until you figure out what works best for which mech. Which was reason enough for me to make a 40 minutes long video guide on that alone. On the other hand, this goes into the direction of giving the mechs more predefined roles on the battlefield. So for example, the Infiltrator is now equipped with a Replenisher and deflectors, as well as a Raider Scrambler and a Hologram. Now, while I wouldn't have equipped any of those on my own Infiltrator builds, apart from the deflectors, this now reflects the role that this mech is supposed to play perfectly. Hit and run assassination. Your items are for distraction, the deflectors are for escaping, and the Replenisher enables you to go invisible again quickly. No more orb dancing, shield dueling, heat cannon Infiltrator. That's what the Scout is for. Now this concept bears similarities to the heroes in Overwatch, or the characters from Team Fortress 2. A more streamlined approach, although at the cost of taking away the possibility to customize your mechs individually. Of course, visual customization is still a thing. Now, I just said that fixed items aren't that bad, but on the other hand, the Grenadier and the Scout have the scanner as their standard item now. Why? Just why? Hawken players have been asking for its removal for years, literally. An item that gives your entire team a temporary wall hack is a broken gameplay mechanic that cannot be countered by anything else than using a scanner yourself. I mean, what is the community of an early access game for, if not for feedback? And finally, the progression system. Now, on PC, the progression system is far from perfect. For example, why would you level lock something as game-changing as the air compressor? New players are still taken aback by the fact that their enemies suddenly dodge their shots mid-air, a move that they cannot possibly pull off themselves simply because they do not have enough playtime yet. And yes, you could argue that this is an incentive for new pilots to spend some cash on the game, unlocking things early, but let's face it, most people only start spending money on a free-to-play title once they begin to feel confident in battle, and start developing some kind of relation to their characters, or in this case, mechs. And on the new console version, this has not, how a lot of us had hoped, been toned down or changed in another direction, but instead Reloaded decided to lock even more content behind gates, most importantly, mechs. Now, this itself wouldn't be too bad if at least every mech was equally useful in its own right. But the most noticeable change in this new version of the game, and also the most irritating and aggravating thing they've done, is introducing a new kind of G2 mech to the game. Now there is a G2 version of every mech, but instead of being alternatives to their G1 equivalents, they're largely the same as I understand it, only with better stats. Yeah, you heard right. The G2 mechs and the updated Hawken simply have more boost speed, more armor, more airspeed, more this and more that. I will include a spreadsheet with the comparisons in the description. Now, there are a couple of other grievances, like the fact that they didn't fix all the obvious bugs, like the possibility to glitch onto rooftops, sticky surfaces and invisible walls. But then again, the developers are still around. And this is also the only thing that, well, kind of keep me optimistic. To be completely honest, if the current state was the final one, I'd say let's just hope this update never ever comes to the PC version. Although this actually is the plan. Lady Tiggs, the community manager of Reloaded Games, has stated on the Hawken forums that once they made sure the console releases work fine, they will apply the same changes to PC. This will probably happen late summer or early autumn. For now, I'd encourage every console player to just have a quick look at the PC version too at some point and see for themselves. Obviously enough, that version of the game is not successful enough to generate enough revenue, or else this whole relaunch business would not have been necessary. On the other hand, though, I feel that it has way more depth to it than the current console version has, so maybe the solution would be, well, to have the best of both worlds. Let's see. Personally, I have decided to just wait and see. The summer break is coming, and I will most probably take a longer break from video games now, regardless of Hawken's current development. This also means that the channel will be on hold again. Maybe I'll upload a video from time to time if I get terribly bored during the holidays. I don't know. My first Infiltrator montage was actually more of a prequel. I'm still working on a video showing that you can do so much more with this mech than just finish off repairing targets. And I have also been playing more Siege games lately, so there should soon be enough footage on my hard drive to illustrate a guide of some description. Anyways, this was it for my thoughts on the new Hawken on consoles. As always, feel free to add me in-game, and if you liked this video, I would appreciate you leaving a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and see you on the battlefield.